By the end of August, the relationship was over. It happened in private. Only the two of them knew what was said. But it was enough to turn them against each other. And Meeka went from planning a future to regretting a past. That's when Cole got dangerous. "Are we evil?" Holly asked me last night as we drove away from the barn, the rocks from the dirt road dinging the underside of my Hyundai. "No," I said. "He was the evil one. Would you have rather it been Meeka? Or us? Or other people? Of course not. And I know we didn't have a choice. That's right. I know that." "I doubt I'll sleep for days," I said, flipping on the high beams just as something skittered into the woods in front of us. "I'm not happy about any of this." "Are you crying?" Holly asked. "A little." She was crying too. I could tell from the tremble in her voice. "This will always be a part of us," she said. "But we'll get over it," I replied. No one is going to miss Cole. We're counting on that. Sure, he used to have other friends, guys like Gus Drummond, but they don't hang out anymore. He used to have us. He doesn't even have a family. Ever since his brother Craig took off to work the oil fields somewhere in the nowhere of Canada, Cole had been living alone in their trailer. No dad, no mom, no one. Meeka says the last time Cole talked to his dad was in middle school, when the wispy, bearded guy passed through town on his way from Montreal to Florida. He was driving a pickup with who knows what stashed in the truck box, and he stopped by to tell his sons not to fuck up your lives like certain people do. It was a not-so-subtle dig on Cole's mom, Terry. A sweet woman who worked the register at Carlton's Bakery. Terry had struggled with addiction for years. Alcohol and painkillers at first. But by the time we were in high school and stuff like fentanyl was getting big around here, she dove in and never resurfaced. In the winter of our junior year, she passed away. Heart attack was what the obituary said, but we all knew it was the drugs that did her in. She had that bad skin, those mossy teeth, the dead eyes. It was inevitable. Meeka worked at Carlton's on weekends and had known Terry. Terry had even revealed a secret to her. "I had another kid," she whispered early one Sunday morning as they crouched down to fill the display case with chocolate croissants. "When I was a teenager. I gave her up for adoption." "Wow," Meeka replied. "That must have been difficult." Terry sat on the floor, stared at the wall, and said, "Tell me it was the right choice." It was an awkward and unreasonable request, and Meeka was split between two decisions: push the woman away or hug her. She chose to hug, and as Terry wept in her arms, Meeka said, "It was the right choice. Kids like me have it way better than we would have otherwise." When Terry died, Meeka told us she was surprised by how devastated she felt, so she wrapped her arms around Terry's son. Their grieving bound them together. Meeka and Cole said they loved each other early and often, but when things got bad, Meeka knew it had never been true. They needed each other, maybe. They needed too much of each other, I think. But for different reasons. And that's what really broke them up. After the breakup, Cole decided to not return to Plainview High for senior year. His grades were terrible, and college didn't seem like an option. He had a bit of money, though. Not from a job, but somehow he was paying for all the computers and gadgets he had stuffed in his trailer. He could afford takeout for almost every meal. Lots of Subway and pizza, but even that adds up after a while. Cole wasn't dealing. I mean, he saw what drugs did to his mom. So Meeka suspected he was scamming old people out of their money. You know,